Welcome to the LCS Fantasy Zone podcast with Bbaannaannaa, Slymynx, Ballizlyfe, and Phisher.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are in episode 4 of the LCS Fantasy Zone. It's week 7 in the LCS, and we've got some great starts, sits, teams, and some streaming options for you to consider to try and keep you winning your LCS league. I'm Bob Phisher Dickerson.
This is Mitch Ballizlyfe Hannon.
Joe Bbaannaannaa Rosenblatt.
It's Jesse Slymynx Yeomans.
And so let's go ahead and start us off with some week 6 recap. The Cloud9 hype train has come to life in like full-fledged. You guys have been calling it. You guys have been saying it's going to come to life, and holy crap, those guys have hit the top like spots this week, I believe, like half the team.
I think it was 5 of the top 6 were all C9 players for point
Jensen,
scored this
Sneaky
week.
Balls, and High. That's ridiculous. You guys called that like
And
awesome.
then Rush was in 6th.
That was a lot of points that week. Oh my god. Lots of kills, lots of assists, lots of blood.
I wish I started all of Cloud9. That's all I can say.
If you look at we're all in a fantasy league together. You look at the recent ad drops, there's at least 3 Cloud9 members in there getting picked up.
Yeah. What's crazy is no one in our league has High, though.
Still, yeah.
Nope.
I don't know if anyone's...
No faith in
And
the
you're
high.
starting Conquan, Banana.
I know, I might grab him.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I have faith.
He had 60 points. I don't think any support has even topped that yet.
No,
That's the
not even
highest
close.
for
Not
all
even
those
close.
roles. Mid lane 74 points, AD carry 65. Has anybody beat that? And top lane Balls. What the hell? That dude does not put up points like that. 65 points.
He
He had a huge
looked well.
Gangplank game.
That's his
Well,
most
who was
played
that
champ,
against?
And he looked really good.
Who was it against? Check.
TSM. It was against TSM, I believe.
TSM has been disappointing.
They had a bad week this week. 0-2. Very rare for them. But they, at the same time, like, they're so talented, and they've had a couple good weeks. So I don't know. You can't. It was an 0-2 week, but you can't be like, you can't think they're terrible now.
Yeah, I'm kind of fearful for them. I'll get more into that later because that has to do with something I wanted to talk about. But
Definitely.
it's a little bit scary. All right, so our last week sits of the week. I just have to say, I said sit Phoenix, and he only put up 23 points, his lowest game this season.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Nice.
and that's for both games. You're talking 23 for the
Total
both games.
points, yes, for the week. So I was like, nailed it.
You did nail that one, Bob. Well done.
And then streams, this is something else I was super impressed with. All y'all streams. The only one who I had Hillsong as my stream. He was okay. He put up like 27 points. But you guys, Jesse, you called G2 support hybrid, 48 points.
Yeah.
Kickus, Joe, 44 points. And Keith, which Mitch, you played 55 points. If people pick those up, like that right there, holy crap, those are points, man. Like, easy pickups too.
Yeah, streamings they're available, right, in all your leagues. So if you pick
Yeah,
them
exactly.
up, if you pick them
You got
up,
to
you're a
snag
happy
these
man.
guys. Snag them. All right, so news and notes, week 7. Moving on. Unicorns of Love, they released Rudy and picked up Lulix. Wanted to ask your guys' opinion on that. Do you think that's going to shift ULL's play? Do you think Rudy really had like some... Was he like a reason they were performing as well as they were?
I don't think we saw enough of Rudy to really evaluate him that well. But we know Lulix is good. When he was on H2K, he was a pretty solid player. I think he'll be able to bring that to UOL.
I think it hasn't mattered what jungler they've played so far. They keep winning with, like, they've had, I think, 4 now, whatever. This might be the 5th. They keep winning, and I don't think it matters too much, but really, Rudy was really mechanically gifted for sure. But the reasons they let him go, they said he didn't gel with the team personality-wise. And as a 5-man squad, like, especially that you're spending this much time together, you have to get along with your team. Like, if you're going to trust each other's calls and all that. So if team chemistry wasn't there, it wasn't fitting, it was the right move for them.
Yeah, I picked him up today when I saw that he was going to be the starting jungler. So I snatched him up pretty quick.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Very nice. I'm kind of jealous because I would have picked him up, and I checked for him. I guess, like you said, it happened today. I checked for him a couple times yesterday, and he still wasn't available, so I hate you, Joe.
Gotta be quick, Bob. Gotta be quick.
I know, man. If they just changed it when it came out on Reddit, we'd be okay. All right, so Splice. Trashy's out. GripX is in. Do you think Splice is going to step it up? Joe, I'm going to go to you first on this since you've been all about the Splice.
You've been the Splice guy.
Man, I don't know. I actually watch Gripek stream every now and then, and he's known for his Lee Sin. So of course that's going to get banned in the games he plays this week. He's going to get probably double banned, if not triple banned.
I mean, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, just go for the weak link, the new guy. So I don't have too much faith in their performance this week. But you never know. It's always an element of surprise when you bring on somebody who's never played on professional level before, so you're not really sure what to expect from them.
And from watching Trash on Enemy and on this team, I mean, that guy was constantly underperforming. I don't think he was a very good jungler overall. So it's all about improving your roster, and if they feel that that's what they needed to do, then all right.
Still, Joe, you gotta like that Splice took a game off Fnatic this week.
Oh yeah, I was not a fan of Fnatic at all.
You sat for Bivin.
I did.
Yeah, for Bivin. Only 29 points on for Bivin.
Yeah,
it's his second lowest game, I believe.
I'm not sure how I feel about them this week either. I don't think I'm playing them again.
There you go. An additional sit out of Joe this week.
We'll see.
And then last thing, Energy, Alltech is out, and LOD is in. Jesse or Mitch? Mitch, you mentioned he wanted to sit himself, or was that you, Jesse?
Sure, yeah, I'll start. So, Alltech made the decision himself. He went to management of him, and he wanted to be benched. It's a player that's known for being really hard on himself, and he felt like his performance haven't been living up to it yet. I don't expect it to be a permanent change. I think it's just a benching maybe for a week or two. Similar to when TSM benched Wild Turtle last year for the one game with Keith. Just to get things back on track. And so I don't think it's going to be permanent, but at least for this week he's out.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have Conquan as my support right now. So if this guy's just the lackey sub because Alltech doesn't want to play this week, I should probably drop this guy.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I promise I won't pick him up, so you can pick him up later if you want him back.
I don't think he wants to pick him up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move into. Unless you guys have anything else, let's move into starts of the week.
I believe that's all. Just coming up here as well, Rocket Noxiac, the ex-support from Fnatic.
Oh yeah,
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that actually. I'm glad you called that.
He is now starting. So who did he replace? Who was even their support? Rocket?
Does it matter?
No, doesn't even matter. Yeah, they're bad. Noxiac seems to be bad. He got kicked off Fnatic. Probably wouldn't go that
Rocket equals
route.
Points in your pocket.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
And then Noxiac proved that when he played for Fnatic. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Although Clyde's not doing much better. When he left the team, I was looking at their statistics and seeing who was the better support of the two. And Clyde already has as many deaths as Noxiac does, if not more.
The big thing, though, Reckless has played better with him, though. It is
That's
noticeable
true.
difference in Reckless play.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Hit him where it hurts. The starts of the week.
My start is Cabashard for Vitality. Week 7 matchups. This is a key reason why he is my start, obviously. He's against the Giants, game 1, and against Elements, game 2. Very easy week, and he's known as a carry top laner, likes to get lots of kills, likes to play the carries. Week 6 stat line, so last week he went 9-4-1 versus H2K, the best team in the league, and 3-0-13 versus UL, another top-tier team. So he's putting up points against them, and he's against weaker competition this week. You hope they don't stomp him too bad, so he doesn't, it's a low-kill game and they just roll over him. You hope for a little more blood, but definitely a good start this week if you were not starting him.
He's only being started in 31% of leagues. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. That's pretty mind-boggling.
That's crazy. I'd put him in the top, maybe even 5 top laners between EU and NA.
They did, some of the Vitality games tended to be lower early season. Now they're really coming together. Even when they'd win, they'd be kind of low. But last few weeks where they've been dominating, they've been putting up some big games. I think it's safe to start Vitality members at this point.
Alright, so my start of the week may be a little shaky here, but I'm going to go with Fox for UOL. In the last couple weeks, maybe not last week, but the 2 weeks before that, he did pretty solid, and I think their lineup this week is pretty good. They're going against Rocket and Splice.
Oh yeah.
So you're jumping off the Splice hype train.
I am, dude. They brought on the new jungler, so I got off the bandwagon.
Bandwagon.
It was a small bandwagon.
It was a small. There was one person on it, and but the only thing that makes me hesitant is he did not put up a lot of points versus Splice the first time they played. I think he put up like 9 total points, but that was week 1. I mean, I don't know how much water like the first game you play in the LCS really holds. You don't know the meta. You're a little shaky, a little nervous. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully he puts up 40-plus points this week.
That's good, yeah. And he likes the challenge of going against good mid laners, and I consider both Betsy and Sencooks to be really good mid laners, despite their team struggles. So I think, and he likes to like play stuff like Zed and stuff. So I hope he gets on that. He's got to be easily the best Zed in Europe, like from the games I've seen. The guy is crazy as a.
All right, my start for the week is kind of aligned with the C9 hype train. I'm going to go with Sneaky. We talked about already how 5 of the top 6 scorers belonged to C9 last week, and I think part of the reason why that was that they played middle of the pack teams in NRG and TSM. I guess TSM is a little above middle of the pack, but still relatively middle. So they're both relatively close in caliber, so the games lasted a long time, and games that last a long time equal more points being racked up. And C9 has a similar difficulty schedule this week. They have Dignitas and CLG. So Dignitas is probably a little worse than NRG, I'm not sure. CLG is probably a little better than TSM, but it kind of balances out. So I'm hoping to see some long grinders where C9 eventually wins this week. And Sneaky also has been getting better at working with high. They've gotten a lot more games under their belt, and it's been getting better every week. So I think it's about time to start starting C9 players like Sneaky.
Yeah, to your point, I just picked up Sneaky for Altec, so there you go.
Oh, well, there you go.
I could not agree with you more. I think you're absolutely right. The games are going to be bloody. They're going up against this week the Dignitas who beat TSM last week, so they're not just going to roll over and die. I think Dignitas has something going, and I still think C9 is a much better team.
That's kind of my point. My main point is that the games probably won't be quick stomps. There'll be a lot of blood, a lot of kills either way, and AD carries normally just pick up kills naturally in long games. So,
I wanted your opinion on that. With them playing against CLG, seems to struggle. I've noticed in the past, like mid-season, they just crossed that mid-season line. They played decent last week.
CLG's tied for second. They're looking good, yeah.
Right, but, they always do really well the first half, and then they start to kind of fib. But I think a lot of that, their team dynamic has changed a little bit, and I think they got rid of some of those issues where the tilt is. And
I think, how we like to call out games of the week, I think that's definitely up there. C9, CLG, they're tied for second right now. It should be,
definitely.
Should be a great game.
Yeah, I feel like now instead of like Double Left being their hopes and dreams, it's Darshan now. So I think if he can get ahead and create pressure, or just become like a late game.
A lot of it's a split push. Like he makes you use resources on him, and he makes you use them not effectively.
Yeah, he's like
that's how he plays.
Season 1 hotshot.
Exactly.
Just let him do what he does in top lane. Hopefully
Throwback whoever's watched him back in the day. Yeah.
And then Huhi, I think, is kind of he can do really well, but I don't think he's the kind of guy that's like Bjergsen of like 2 seasons ago. He's not just going to smash everyone he goes up against. So I think it's like up to Darshan, and then can Keith play well? Or not Keith.
Stixay?
Stixay, yeah. There we go.
My start is Shook. I did want to start Cabashard. You snagged him before I could, and I went with Shook. Vitality is looking incredibly strong. It reminds me a lot of Alliance from the 2014 summer split.
They got Giants Elements this week, right?
Yeah, Giants are weak. Elements are semi-weak.
So Giants and Elements, same concept exactly. Hopefully the games don't go too fast. That's my only concern, if they might go a little fast.
Same with me.
But guaranteed wins there, I think, for both of those games. So although Giants has been performing better, and Elements has the highest deaths as a team for their for the EU, so EU LCS.
Yeah, all of Vitality's looking like a strong play this week.
Mm-hmm.
And Shook's a good player, so there you go.
Get benched, noob, with Sits of the Week.
The player I chose to sit has absolutely nothing to do with performance, and I'm picking Keith. So last week he was a stream, and he put up 55 points. But this week they got a tough schedule. They're going against TSM and Immortals. And Echo Fox is playing great. I really like their roster, but that is just a really tough week. And this is going to be really hard for him to get a lot of points that week. And coming off of a 55-point week, I'm just not seeing it happen this week. So I'm definitely not saying drop Keith, but I would sit him this week if you have other options in the flex or 80 carry position.
Man, I think Fox is so unknown right now. Like, you don't know how good they can be with their full team, and I have like.
Because what are they now? They're 5-1 with their true roster, but they still haven't played the top tier teams. I don't believe. So
I think they
really don't know.
I think they could beat TSM. But
yes.
Immortals, I mean that's another question. I don't think they're ready for them.
Yeah, I don't see Immortals losing a game. Just how dominant they've been. Like, we had this last year. Me and Joe had a bet going on. It was around the 8-0 mark of Fnatic, and I was like, I do not see him losing a game, and they didn't. So we'll see if it happens again this year.
That's crazy. Hooney and Rainover now. I have like
how many wins
undefeated?
Yeah. Clearly, they're the common denominator, right? So
yeah,
obviously they're doing something good for the teams.
They got to figure out how to shut that down, and nobody knows how because they haven't.
They play so many different champions, like especially Hooney. I mean, his champion pool is ridiculous. Not afraid to pick things. Like he's not afraid to let OP picks go through and play counter picks into them.
Yeah, it's just such really crazy. He's just so much better than all the other top laners. Like
That's true, yeah.
Who's the second best top laner in NA?
Zion Spartan.
And there's like probably got to be, and he's still way better.
Yeah, so it's like, and then Rainover just gives him what he needs, gets him ahead, and then the rest of the team's really fucking good too.
TSM always bounce back from O2s, like just they're a winning team, winning franchise. So like, I don't think it's a good week for Echo Fox, and I would say Keith.
Not gonna lie though, mentioning that, I am looking forward to Zion Spartan and Hooney facing off this week.
That'd be fun, yeah. That'll be great.
Man, that's what was cool about like season 1. That kind of sucks now is like no one did lane swaps or these weird invades. It was like normal lanes.
But most Immortals games are normal lanes, so I'm expecting to see normal lanes that game. Unless CLG really tries not to.
CLG's like, they love lane swapping.
They do, and they're good at it.
Yeah, so I don't see them leaving Darshan top alone with Hooney, unless he just gets like a crazy counter pick.
Oh, definitely, yeah. What are you sitting this week, Joe?
So I got a 2 for here. So my first sit is everybody on elements. If you have anyone, get them off of your team right now.
Hopefully nobody has any elements players.
I'm safe.
My second is it's Stixay, CLG's jungler. I'm sorry, CLG's ADC.
Yeah.
They're playing Immortals this week, and they're playing C9. So Immortals they're just an all-around better team. We just talked about that. I don't think anyone's got a chance to beat them, CLG included. And then C9's just on a hot streak. I think Sneaky is better than Stixay. I think Stixay's probably in the bottom of the ADCs in NA. And I just don't see them having a good week.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough week. Like, they could win, but that's an extremely tough schedule. And like you said, he's not one of the better ADCs to begin with.
And he's not really a point. He doesn't put up a ton of points last week, excluded, when they do well anyway. So
yeah, he's not a focal point of the team, right? They want to funnel gold into Darshan and Hooney.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, shoot an arrow. Yeah.
Bench that man. And just to that point as well, Elements is playing G2 Vitality, so that kind of speaks for itself while you're sitting those members.
Yeah, that's a tough lineup. All right, well, my sit of the week, we've kind of already touched on it already, so I won't take too long here. I just wanted to reiterate, all Altec is not going to be playing this week, so you should sit him if you have him on your team. I wouldn't drop him. I think he's still a pretty solid player, and NRG might be able to turn the corner and recover from their losses lately, but at least for this week, there's lots of people that own Altec. If you have him, definitely sit him. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it because we already touched on it.
Yeah, totally. Good job.
All right, here we go. Bold prediction. My sit of the week is Ballizlyfe.
Ooh.
And here's why. I think that. All right, he's starting in 91% of leagues right now. I think that Keith and Piglet are both synergizing better with their supports, and Ballizlyfe tends to. What's the right word? He can tilt pretty hard. They're 0-2 from last week. And I think we might start seeing that side of him from CLG's past, where they start to tilt. Like I said, he hasn't been
CLG pass.
He has not been synergizing well with Yellowstar. He's not the Ballizlyfe, and Yellowstar is not the Yellowstar we're used to seeing. And I'm concerned with their schedule this week. They've got, where is it? TSM's got Echo Fox, and Liquid. So, and both those teams, in my opinion, Liquid's looking okay. Echo Fox is kind of what Joe said earlier. We don't really know a lot about their team, and now that Froggen's back, I don't believe they've lost since he's been back. And I don't think, with TSM performing the way they are, they're going to be able to beat them. And I think Ballizlyfe is you're going to see him yelling into that mic, screaming like he does, turning red, and he's going to shit on himself. So.
This is extremely bold, guys. Proceed with caution with this.
He's starting. Ballizlyfe right now is starting over just some names. The only people that are starting above Ballizlyfe are Bjergsen, Adrian, and Hooney. Everyone else is starting below him.
Right, like
and
percentage starting.
Right, and I'm saying sit that man.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. If he hits 100 points this week, I'm just going to cry a little bit and say,
I'm interested to see how that one pans out.
And here's,
if you're right, you're a prophet.
Here's also another point to that, even why I disagree with it. Last week they went 0-2, and he put up 46 points. So
you won't see that this week.
Yeah. So Bob's calling some stuff. I'm disagreeing, and we're going to have a friendly discussion about it on the next podcast to see which one of these guys is right. That'll be
Phoenix, baby. Phoenix.
Hey, that was a great one.
All right.
Rolling the dice with streams of the week.
My stream of the week is Shifter on Team Dignitas. Ownership percentage right now is 16.2%. Very available. And where I see Shifter being really good is your secondary mid laner, where you don't start him every single week. It's basically matchup based. Because when he is in the right situation, the guy blows it up. He's known for getting lots of quadra kills, penta kills. And so he's great to have in the bench role to have based on matchups. So if he is available, and this week Cloud9 Renegades. So Cloud9 will be tough.
I like
right? But Renegades is 1-11. They look terrible. Yeah. I feel like Shifters can blow it up a bit this week. So that's my stream.
I like it.
I like the idea of having him not as a starter, but on the bench, just to sub in during certain weeks, depending on the matchups.
Yeah, if you have the room on your bench, absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's my theory about Dignitas. Like every split, they're like middle of the pack.
Yeah.
They're never like going to Worlds, but they're not getting relegated.
Yeah, that's so true.
So if their wins they're 4-8 right now. So to get back up to the middle, I think they need like a couple of wins.
And they just know how to do it.
Yeah,
they just know how to sit in the middle.
They're due for some wins here, so this could be their week to shine.
They get their wins, then they throw at Baron, then they get their wins.
Well, hey, on a side note, most deaths in the game. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Crumbs. Most deaths in the game, and Shifter's going to capitalize on that. I'm just saying.
Oh, totally, yeah. Yeah, Renegades, similar to the Rocket in Europe, Renegades is the Rocket of North America.
Yeah. Renegades are pretty awful.
And that's saying it nicely.
Which is still crazy because
You put Roccat that far below Giants?
No. In terms of getting fantasy points off of that, I think Rocket's a better
Oh,
team.
yeah. They go for trades that they can't take.
Yeah.
Sometimes. They've been known to do that.
Well, and they'll win the early game, so that means you have to come back on them, right? You have to get these kills and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and then they throw later on.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Alright, so
I want a nice and
stream,
bold one here.
I don't know if you look at the ratio of percentage owned to how good he'll do. I think it's the boldest, but it's Lulex. It's UOL's jungler.
Okay, yeah.
So right now, only 5% of leagues own him, probably because he came available.
He just appeared.
Today.
Yeah.
But jump out there and grab him if you need a jungler, because like we mentioned earlier, UOL does good with any jungler, probably without even a jungler. And Lulex has proven to be pretty good on H2K last season. I think he can help them put up some points this season and win a couple games.
What I really like
he's at
about
5.1 now, so he went up about 1% since I picked him up.
Oh, there we go. What I really like about Lulex coming in now is he was known for a really good Gragas player back on H2K, and that's just starting to get right back into the juicy meta right now. Gragas getting
That's
played
true.
a lot. So champion pool wise, it's a good time for Lulex to be jumping in.
Both of the, well, I can't say both, but 2 out of the 3 previous unicorns of Love junglers, they're both averaging 19 points a game. That's almost 40 points a week. Minus Diamond Prox, but Diamond Prox and Alex each go hand in hand, so. That Moscow 5, was it?
Oh yeah, that team was that was one of my favorite teams, man. They were
It's
so
time
good.
for those guys to retire, just saying.
Oh yeah. You got a short lifespan in the pro league community.
Minus Froggen.
Yeah, there's a few exceptions out there, and like Doublelift's really old too.
That's true. Except this week when he should get sat.
Oh right, I forgot about that. All right, what's your
Really
stream?
old for pro gaming, like 23 or something. I don't know how old he is.
I know, it's ridiculous.
That's old for pro gaming. All right, are you ready for my stream?
We are ready. I'm excited.
All right, my stream of the week. It's kind of weird that he's not that owned, but Huhi from CLG.
Ooh, I've had him.
And I have a weird logic behind this pick.
Yeah.
I understand that CLG has a tough week this week. Let me just double check here. They're going against Immortals and they're going against Cloud9. So those are tough teams to go against. But that will also cause people in their leagues to drop Huhi, anticipating that he won't do anything. Currently, he's only owned in 39% of leagues. I think that number's going to drop over the next few days. And he's going to be available to pick up. And he's a solid mid laner. If you have a crap mid laner sitting on your bench and you just want a guy to sub in during certain weeks, I wouldn't pick him up and play him this week, but I would pick him up and sit on him this week because I think there's going to be weeks further down the road where they match up with teams with weaker mid laners or like Renegades or something, and you're gonna want to play him. And also, CLG's been looking pretty good in recent games. They've been putting together a few wins. Now they're, I think, tied for second in the league. Yeah.
So sort of a buy low, sell high kind of thing here.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I like it.
You buy him while he's low,
The
and then
economics of
you
the
use him
fantasy.
when you need him. You don't start him unless you have a bet or don't have a better option. But I feel like his availability is going to be higher than it should be in this week. So my stream's Huhi.
I like it.
You know, it's sad.
A little bit of a convoluted logic there, but there's something to it.
So, like, Alex Each, who's, like, he's owned in 20% of leagues, which is more than I thought he'd be. That's probably like a 20-man league where he has to be picked up. 7% of people are starting him. But
Why?
10% of people have Xpeke in their league, and 3% are starting him.
Oh my god.
So, like, half as many people
Xpeke.
are starting Xpeke as they are Alex Each.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty sad. That's just wild.
Well, Expecte is playing this week. You guys didn't hear. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's not.
God.
He's coaching,
I said,
or else
what?
he's too busy coaching. Yeah.
My stream of the week is Freeze. Sorry, are you all done, Joe?
Was Joe stream it? So it was Alex Each. That was his stream.
No. It was Lulex. I was just looking at it, and I was just sad how far, like 2 or 3 years ago, that guy was like king of the mid lane.
Yeah.
Now he's just floundering on some shitty NA team.
Just collecting paychecks.
Yeah, I guess he's
money.
not too upset about it.
All right, what do you got? Is it Bold again, Bob? Or what
no, my stream of the week is going to be Freeze. He's 28% ownership. Only 11% are starting him. He's up against Energy and Dignitas.
So winnable week for Renegades, so that's what we're banking on. And if they win, this guy puts up big points.
Exactly, yeah.
Week 1, he put up 48 points against Energy and Liquid. That was Freeze's biggest week yet. He was out the next week.
Or 2.
Wait a minute. Was that Dignitas week 1? Let me double check that.
They went 1-1 in week 1. I don't know who they played. We can look.
They played Liquid week 1, and then they sat out. He sat out the next week. He was out. So week 1 they were up against Energy and Liquid, and then he was out week 2 versus Dignitas. But his sub who was in for him, LOD, he put up 28 points. Freeze is a better ADC than LOD, and he's going to have a plentiful week, I believe, this week. So You got him available. Most leagues do. Stream his ass.
Yeah, my thought process, like, if you think they're going to win games this week, definitely play him, because when they
it's
win,
the easiest week.
He's grabbing all the kills. He's doing all the carrying. If they're
from previous points and how he played against like Piglet and
you watch him, he's usually ahead, even in the games they're losing hard. Like, this guy's a very good AD carry. He's just on a terrible team.
That seems to be the story with him. Copenhagen Wolves to Renegades.
Totally. Yeah,
the poor guy. But
it's unfortunate because he is very good.
He was in a team that got relegated and moved into another team that's going to get relegated. Still the best AD carry. You know, it's like somebody else is going to pick him up next season. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, stream him this week.
It's a nice choice.
Big surprise for my team of the week. We haven't been talking about it all podcast long, but it's Vitality.
Oh, baby.
Against Giants Elements. And the big stomps matter less for team points. You're still going to get the first blood and towers and all that stuff. So I think it's a little more safe than maybe some of the other guys. But either way, all Vitality is a good start this week. Start the team if you can.
I like it.
I love it. Finally hopping on the Vitality train.
They're going to win those games.
They're very good.
All right, so everyone's been dogging these guys, but I think NRG is going to have a good week this week.
Sorry, who?
NRG.
Oh, wow.
So they're up against Renegades first off. So even with the backup ADC, I think this is still free win. And it may even be more dragged out since they have a new ADC. So longer game, more points, more kills, hopefully. And then Tip. I think Tip's been looking just bad.
Yeah, they look good for like a week or two, and now look bad. Yeah.
And then they're just like like no one ever talks about them. We never talk about them being bad or good. They're just like non-existent, and they just give up points. And I don't think NRG is a bad team. I think they've just lost.
I think their losses have been great team.
Yeah, I think their losses have been pretty close.
Yeah,
like they throw a Baron or something. They played a good game
against Immortals too, like back in week 3 or 4 or whatever that
was. Yeah. I mean, GBM, that guy's. I mean, he has the ability to blow it up. In Alltech before he left, I mean, he was killing it some this season and last season, but
yeah, no, definitely.
I think it's at least one game they're going to blow it up, and I think it's easily 2 games. And these will be long, drawn-out games, so I think this is the team to pick up this week. And
this is still my favorite team in both LCSs, so I'm
Energy?
right on with you, Joe, yeah.
NRG? What?
Yeah, no, they are my favorite team.
I was going to say, I can't decide whose pick was bolder this week. Bob sitting double lift?
I didn't say it was not bold, but they are my favorite team. I really
energy.
like their players. I've always liked Alltech.
You'll eat those words.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
We got some nice bold picks to do before
exactly.
next week. Go ahead, Jess.
All right. My team of the week is H2K.
Money.
Easy pick. I know. Top caliber team. They're tied for first in EU. They just got their main shot caller Ryu back, so they're going to be meshing a little bit better, I think, than when they had Selfie, and that's just going to mean they're going to be even stronger than their current position. And also, they're facing up against Fnatic and Splice. We've been talking about how everybody's lost faith in Splice, which I agree with completely, and Fnatic lost to Splice last week, and I don't think that spoke too much to Splice's strength. I think that spoke more to Fnatic's lack of performance, and I think that's going to carry over to this week. So they have relatively weak matchups. H2K are a high-level team, but Fnatic and Splice aren't terrible, so it won't be extremely one-sided. You might be able to get a few Dragons and Barons in there and the team score. Who knows? But, yeah, I expect a good winning team to be H2K this week.
I agree.
think that's yeah. It's going to be much like the what's your team, Mitch?
Vitality.
It's much like Vitality pick.
It's just a team that's been proving themselves over the last few weeks, and they're really starting to look good. They're hitting their stride. They're tied for first. And, yeah, they might still be available in some leagues. Who knows?
Poor Giants. They probably have the hardest week they've had this week.
Yeah, and
they don't need
they
that.
They just started looking good, too. It's really a shame. Scheduling was not in their favor on this one. They just started looking like a decent LCS team, and now they have to
Bold
play
prediction, Giants 2-0 this week?
Like-
No, just kidding. No.
Well, I mean, they were playing Elements on one of those games. So.
But what was the other game? They also looked good in that one.
Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, they looked great in that game, too. So.
Yeah.
Xpepe
all right.
was looking like the Xpepe of old. But
Yes,
anyway,
that's true. That's true. They were a lot of the announcers were talking about that. He's stepping it up now. He's finally showing his games, but
The Xpepe of old
Yeah, he
lasted
had 40
one season.
He put up 44
lasted 1
last
week. Are you kidding?
He put up 44 points last week.
That'll be his highest scoring week all season. I'm willing to bet it. I will make a bet. Anybody want to take that? He
Yeah.
will not score higher than that.
I will bet that, good sir.
Oh.
I'll bet you a mystery skin.
All right, put it on the board.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Knock it up.
Place him.
My team of the week. This goes with your start of the week, Jess. C9. They're playing CLG and Dignitas. CLG, they're looking pretty strong, and Dignitas' performance last week is me very excited that it's going to be a juicy week for C9. I think C9 is going to take them both, though. So
Lots
points
of
to be
dragons,
had
lots
there.
of barons to be had.
Yeah,
in those
big
games.
points. I think it's possible C9 is going to have the highest scoring team in the LCS this week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think both the games will be kind of like long grinders, but I expect C9 to come out on top at the end on both of them.
I want to see more Balls Gangplank. He looked really strong on that champion.
Yeah, he went 9-1-11. I looked it up at the
It's been
start.
banned
here.
against him a lot, and he plays it the most.
He
his
matches it
play
in solo queue, I heard.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, so I hope he gets his hands on it again. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to. I mean,
Yeah, I mean he was 9-1-11 that game. Just saying.
yeah, I would expect they'd try to ban him out. I mean, you can't ban out Rush, I don't think, and there's so many ADCs.
They've been respect banning his Nidalee, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Gangplank,
So we're feeling.
someone for high, and like some meta pick probably.
I was going to say Gangplank, Nidalee, and Jin, because Sneaky loves Jin.
He does, yeah.
All right,
Anything
guys.
else, Bob?
Yeah, let's move on to real quick. We'll go through something new we're going to add. We'll just go through all the teams real fast. You guys can all just pick. We'll go in the same order that we've been doing our starts and sits. So it'll go Mitch, Joe, Jesse, and then myself. I'm just going to name the two teams that are facing off from both EU and NA. Run through them all. And
It's the rapid fire cannon session here.
Right.
Guys. Just
Yeah,
fire
rapid
'em off.
fire
boom,
cannon.
Boom, boom, boom.
So you just say which team you think is going to win, and then we'll move on to the next one. So
EU or NA? EU or NA start?
well, first we're going to start off. We'll do EU real fast. This one's pretty easy. I was looking at it already, but I think all of us are going to kind of be on the same page.
Okay.
NA is where it's at. But all right. So G2 or Elements?
G2.
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 I agree. G2. Giants or Vitality?
Vitality, but I'm hoping for Giants.
Yeah, Vitality.
Vitality, not hoping for Giants.
Vitality. H2K, Fnatic.
Fnatic.
Oh.
H2K.
My team of the week, H2K.
H2K. Splice or Origin?
Ooh.
Origin.
I gotta go Origin here, too.
Oh, wow. I was expecting Spice.
I want to go Spice, but Origin.
Origin as well. Unicorns
so
love a rocket.
There.
Yeah.
UOL.
UOL as well.
UOL, I mean it's Rocket. Come on.
All right, day 2. Origin or G2?
G2.
G2.
Yeah, G2.
Giants or H2K?
H2K.
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 Yeah, I gotta agree with all these. Unicorns or Splice?
UOL.
Yeah, did the no upset week apparently UOL.
No,
Yeah,
we have
UOL too.
We have Fnatic beating H2K. Well, I do.
UOL. Fnatic or Rocket?
Fnatic.
Man, I'm gonna go Rocket. I'm not.
Wow.
I'm so far off the
Wow.
Fnatic bandwagon.
Okay.
I gotta throw one upset out there.
Okay.
All right, Fnatic.
I was leaning on Fnatic. I don't know. I think Fnatic. I'm gonna go with it. Vitality or Elements?
Vitality.
Yeah, Vitality.
Vitality.
Vitality. All right, let's go on to NA day 1. Tip or Liquid?
I'm going Tip.
Oh man, Tip. I can't pull for Tip. I'm gonna say Liquid.
I'm going to say Liquid too.
Liquid. Echo Fox or TSM?
TSM.
I'm gonna go on Echo Fox in this game.
I'm going with TSM.
I'm going with Echo Fox. It's split.
That's a nice
Ooh,
split.
2-2.
All right,
You know
Immortals.
what, that's going to be a good game to watch. I
Yeah.
look forward to watching that game.
Me too.
Because TSM's kind of in a shaky spot right now. Echo Fox is looking as good as they've looked.
It's going to come down to the mid laners, I think. I could be wrong. We'll see. Keith or Double Lift? Echo Fox. You already know.
Roggen versus Bjergsen hype.
Yeah, it's going to be intense. All right, Immortals or CLG?
Immortals.
This is so. Adrian said the one team that could beat him was CLG.
He did
But-
say
Call
that,
it,
but he
Joe.
kind of like got forced into
Immortals.
saying picking a team.
Yeah.
Joe went Immortals. He went Immortals.
Yeah.
What about you,
Immortals.
Bob?
Yeah, I want to see Immortals get upset, but it's not happening. Immortals.
Energy
Energy
Renegades?
or Renegades?
Energy.
Yeah, NRG.
Yo, Renegades, screw energy.
Wow.
Energy. All right, C9 or Dig?
C9.
Cloud9, they've been looking great. Oh, sorry, Joe.
Yeah, I gotta go C9 here.
C9 as well. Tip or Energy?
Energy.
NRG 2-0 this week.
Yeah.
Tip, energy 0-2 this week.
I'm going to have to go Energy as well. All right, C9 or CLG? This is going to be my favorite game this
Oh,
week.
yeah.
C9. This is game of the week for both, for sure. And I'm picking C9.
And I'm going CLG here. The vets, the champions last year, are gonna step up to the plate and win a big game.
They definitely have a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, 2 weeks ago we would have said CLG hands down, and now
Yeah.
Yeah,
all of a sudden
definitely.
we're like, oh, C9.
That's right. I'm going to say Cloud9.
Yep, C9 for me. All right, Liquid or TSM?
TSM.
I'm gonna do Liquid again.
I'm going to go with TSM.
I'm going to have to go Liquid too, just because Double Lift. All right, Renegades or
That's
Dignitas?
double lift.
Dig.
Dig.
Yeah, if you're going to take a break from watching LCS or whatever this week, this is definitely the game to do it during. Gonna go with Renegades.
Oh,
hype
Jesse's
this
getting
week.
a 2-0 Renegades win.
I'm going
Double
yeah,
with
man.
wins
Dignitas.
this week.
I don't know, man. Dignitas. I think the Dignitas Renegades might be a juicy game, but I think Dignitas is gonna come across real fast and take the win. Like, I don't know. 20 minutes in, it'll just be like, what just happened to Renegades, and that'll be it.
So Renegades is gonna triple their wins this week, according to Jesse.
Our analyst and
Yeah.
all right,
Do we do-
Immortals or Echo Fox? Last one.
I really hope the Echo Fox win, but Immortals.
Yeah, I don't see Immortals losing this.
Go ahead, Jess. Did we lose Jess?
I'm gonna go with Immortals, of course.
This is another one. This is Immortals, in my opinion, hardest
Easy
week.
picks.
I think this is their hardest week they're gonna have for the whole split.
It's definitely a hard week, yeah. Echo Fox and CLG.
But I'm gonna have to. I want to see Echo Fox win this one too, but I'm gonna have to go Immortals.
Yeah, I'm looking at their last week. They have TSM, but the rest of the game, this is their hardest week left.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have anything else?
Nope.
Just remember
I
to
think that
drop
pretty much
elements.
covers it.
Every player.
You
So
got anything?
drop elements, RNG 2-0 this week. What else?
I got nothing else to add.
Sid Altec.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for listening, people. We appreciate you guys so much. Remember, if you want to check us out, you can get a hold of us on Twitter at LCS Fantasy Zone. On Facebook, you can message us at LCS Fantasy Zone, or you can email us at lcsfantasyzone@yahoo.com. Feel free to ask us anything from last-minute roster changes, your options for starts and sits, or if you just want to jump in and say hi, we really appreciate it. Thanks again, guys. Bye.
Bye!